And,
Oh yeah.
And so how did
They
you?
actually
How
had.
did
I
you
actually had a comment
mitigate
this.
it as best as you could?
Well, I don't know if we did, except we've worked in time to get some things for our kids in charge. But I actually had one of our guys that does some leadership work for us that actually said, and this year talking and sent me a follow up after one of the sessions we had with him, said that his comment from the players that they felt this was the best that the leaders had taken the coach's message to the team. That they felt in previous years maybe the message didn't come through properly or even get sold to the team. They felt that they seemed to be better leadership backing up or following through with coaching direction.
So even better than coming directly from the coaches. Better to have come through.
I'm not saying if it's better, but in our world,
it worked.
we had a comment this year from a guy that helps us in leadership training. That the comment was, it seemed that your leaders were taking your coach's message to the team better than they ever had. They didn't feel that it happened.
Not necessarily better than the coaches, just better than the leaders ever have.
Correct. But at the same time, when they're going to follow those guys quite a lot, and they're going to live with them more. So when you got better buy-in like that, is it better? I don't know. It probably is better.
I'm going to do a 180 now. Kevin's experience with working with orphans in Uganda now twice. How much can you see that helped?
Nate, you're talking about Nate?
Nate, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Nate's too many names in my head. That when he was going through the injury stuff, and he has obviously a perspective on the world that's now a lot larger. He has seen real suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Can you sense that has made him a different person?
I know it's been a part, but it was a part prior to this trip, because it's always been a part of it. So that's a part of his makeup and DNA and his family and things they've always done. I think short term, I didn't like the fact he lost some weight because he couldn't eat good over there when he came back. It's like you skinnied up. But I think that probably took a little bit of, hey, what happened to me really wasn't that bad after all. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I think what happened to him is actually going to be a very strong positive for this team this year and as we move forward.
You look at your defense.
Thank you very much.
Transitioning into the second year with Ryan Noor, some of the offensive players have mentioned that they think this is the best front seven that they've ever seen. Would you agree with that assessment as you head into fall camp?
At IU. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some other front sevens.
Right. Yeah, your front seven at IU.
I mean, but I think again the strength of the football team, the interior lines are experienced, strong. Again, we showed up. We had two guys my first year could bench 400 pounds. Last week we had two guys do 500. We got 8 offensive linemen now doing it, so we're a stronger line of scrimmage on both lines. But the key with the lines is having coach linebacker, having coach tight ends. Our tight end group and our linebacker group really complement both groups and make them a little bit more complete. So I think even though Ted Bowles was a great tight end, I think we got 3 or 4, and they're bigger, stronger, and I think we'll have I don't know if we're going to catch a ton of balls, but we're really going to impact protection and run game and some things. So I really like our supporting cast of linebackers and our tight ends because, again, we have depth. We don't just have one good linebacker. We looked the other day, and on paper it could be T.J. Simmons, it could be Greg Gooch, and it could be Marcus Oliver at middle linebacker. Those 3 are better than we started with, and they're at one spot. So there's depth. That means you can play a lot of guys. It helps special teams. So the front 7 and the strength is the 2 lines. But then that next crowd that supports them is not far off, and it feels good. And so I don't know if it's I don't think we're going to be a very good line until the end of the year, because if you can't accomplish things, you're not a good line. Because you can control some things if you have a good line. You can control some down and distances and some scoring situations and some clock management, because if you can block some stuff or get off some blocks and stop them, you can control your destiny. Now, you still have some skill players, and that's where we're young. That's where we're inexperienced, except for quarterback. So, we got some guys that got to step up, but it starts with more things in place. It will not be a good line on either side until the end, and you can really see what you accomplish. Because in my world, the line is not good until the end of the year, and you can look backwards and see what the journey did, because you will be more consistent. Some of these inconsistencies are line of scrimmage games, and some of those things, to me, so that's a part of our program building. And I like them. I feel pretty good about them, but I don't know if it's I'm not going to say it's. I'm not going to get trapped in saying it's the best until the end. And if they accomplish some things, and they're set to do so, we'll see if they're tough enough and good enough to do that.